Because it is today, the day that I was born, and because I'm a storyteller, I've always wondered, what is this day? And it's many things. It's Candlemas Day, which is a day when it is to do with, is this the end of darkness or is this not the end of darkness? So interesting how our evening has gone this evening into those dark places and nearly out again. It's also Persephone Day, which is the story of the Greek goddess that goes under the earth and eventually comes out. And as you go around the world, this same story is told from Ireland to Iceland to all the different places. And one of these kinds of stories that I love comes from Japan. And I'd like to tell it today in memory of Fukushima, actually. And it goes like this. In the beginning of the time, all things were made, and each had its name. The one name that I remember is the name of the goddess of the sun, Ameratsu. Ameratsu was beauty herself, for wherever she shone her face, everything grew, everything warmed, everything moved. All her brothers and sisters thought very well of her, for she brought cheer wherever she looked, except one. She had a twin brother, you see, and that twin brother, whose name I have forgot, that twin brother was the maker of storms, the bringer of clouds that would come between Ameratsu and those that wished to gaze upon her. Now, for a while, and quite a while, they lived together on this earth, side by side, above the earth, across the earth, in a kind of a balance. But that maker of storms grew. Oh, he grew like a boy grows. He grew, first of all, big and then strong, until his havoc was beyond anything that she could stand. You see, she wove in light. She wove on a loom. And with her woven light and her cloth of gold, she would adorn many beautiful fields of corn and lovely places upon this earth. And he came. He came one day and he ripped all that she'd woven apart. Broke her heart. He came another day and he went to her golden fields and he whipped up the waters of the seas and he pushed them into the earth, and salt was where growing had been before. Ameratsu gave up. She climbed up Mount Fuji. She found herself a cave. She went into the cave, and inside it was really dark. And she pulled in stone and bushes, and she sat there. Well, imagine, my people. Imagine if the sun was to retreat like that, the Sun Maiden. As she went inside, it was as if the sun were setting, as it does every night, falling into the sea. But it never rose. The next day, after the long night of sleep that all creatures need, when they open their eyes, nothing brought colour and pink and gold to the sky. Ameratsu was not coming out. All her brothers and sisters, they did not know what they would do. Together they came. The first time they had come together for a long time. The wind, the rain, the storms, the mountains, the rocks, the waters, all the gods and goddesses came together. And they talked. They listened to one another. And they witnessed each other. Oh, they were fine gods and goddesses. But Ameratsu was the most beautiful. Ah, that was the very idea. Ameratsu was the most beautiful. They knew what they must do. She had been the bringer of joy. She had been the bringer of laughter and warm company. Well, it wasn't very long, because all the asking her to come out hadn't worked, when they went on a different scheme. They started to party. They started to party big time. They started to sing, they started to dance, they started to clap their hands, and the sound of it came leaking through the crack around the stone. Ameratsu had pulled in to block herself into her cave, where she sat in her light, sharing it with nobody. No, she still didn't come out. No, it just wasn't quite enough. She had been so hurt, she'd been so wounded, she said, "I'm not up for partying today." But she was a goddess, and she was curious. And at parties, others come clothed in beautiful raiment. At parties, others have a certain look in their eye that might attract one of the gods. She went to the crack around the stone that held in her light, and she heard what they're saying. "Oh, isn't she beautiful? Oh, isn't she gorgeous? Oh, look at her now. Fancy her coming to our party." It was enough. It was more than Ameratsu could stand. She pushed back the stone, and she came out, and she saw this most beautiful goddess. And her face fell, and her luster dimmed, and she thought, maybe it makes no difference if I hide myself in the cave, when there is one as beautiful as that who walks with my brothers and sisters. She was just about to return when her curiosity again got the better of her, and she said, Who is this beautiful goddess that walks among you that I have never met before?" All in one voice they said to her, "That, my dear, is Ameratsu. And we hold the mirror, and you see yourself. And none is more beautiful than yourself. Come out and join us again." And out she rolled her stone, and her laughter came bubbling out again, and she walked among her brothers and sisters, and the warmth and the light flooded everywhere, and the balance was again, and all was as it had been, and all was good. Oh.